best friend. I want you around all the time. Oh, sorry about my lighting. I'm out here. You see my G unit. I just came back from 50 Cent concert. Um, yeah, sorry about my lighting. I'm on my laptop. Trying to do the best I can. But you see it. 50 Cent. Let me try to get this light over here and get some better light at least. There we go. Oh no. Let me put the light in front of me. Oh, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. We just gonna have to work with this right here like this. Nah, like that. Like that. Yeah. You have to work with it like that. All right. I just left 50 Cent concert. Super amazing. I just want to talk about the concert real quick. And why it's so meaningful to me. One, I've always been a huge G Unit fan. I think the reason I've been a G Unit fan is because growing up, I think his album "Get Rich or Die Trying" came out in February 2003. So that this is back in the day. So now they put out albums on Spotify and it just comes out. But back then, it was like a lot of build up to the album drop. And so uh, during that year, so his first song in the club came out around my birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday. And I remember I was in a group home during that time, and that song came out my birthday. You know, it wasn't my first birthday. It was like my second or third birthday being away. Because about I think a year before I was in juvenile hall. This time I was in a group home, and so when that came out, my cousin actually put me onto it. She thought, "Hey, Sade, this new rapper named 50 Cent. He out. You gotta listen to this song." And so when I would go home on a pass to from the group home, I would go home. This is my first entrepreneur like endeavor. I would go home on the group home pass for the weekend and record back on LimeWire. Anyone remember LimeWire? On LimeWire, I would record, not record, sorry, download his whole album. And then this is back with LimeWire, where you used to have to hope that the DJ wasn't rapping over the songs and all this. Like you just had to pray, right? And so I would take those CDs that I would burn, go to the group home and sell them. So like that was my first like entrepreneur, I guess, like endeavor. And so tonight being able to see him in concert, it was amazing. Well, here's something I learned from 50, which I love. Um, like business tips that I like. So 50, so I went online, I looked in, the concert started at 9. Now I'm getting older, okay? I can't be out to no 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And so I was talking to some coworkers like 2 weeks ago, and I told them, I said, I'm going to Las Vegas to go see the 50 Cent concert. And they told me, "Oh man, I went to go see Luda a few years ago, and the concert started at 11. He didn't come on stage till 2 in the morning. Like 2 in the morning. Oh, that don't work for me. Like I can't do 2 in the morning." And so I was like, man, I don't know. So I was praying that like the concert starts at 9. I was like, I got to be in bed before midnight. I I got I got to go to church in the morning. And somebody said I got to go to church in the morning after seeing 50, right? Uh, that's funny. But there was a childhood dream for me to go see 50 in concert. Um, and so back to the business part of it. 50 came on at 9:30. I think we arrived at the concert and they were like, "Hey, this section is closed off. You can't get in here." I'm like, "What you mean? Like I can't get in?" I'm like, "I paid money. Somebody they like, hey, go see that person. They're gonna give you a wristband." I'm like, "All right, cool." They give me a wristband and they like, "You get to go to the floor." I was like, "What?" Oh snap! So I went down to the floor like eye level with 50, 50, Yayo, and Murder. They were all there performing. It was a great show. So he started around 9:30. We got there around 9:35, 9:40, something like that. He had already started. I was like, yo, the show already started. But if you think about it, 150 getting older, and he said it during the show. He said they want it's a residency for him, and so he's doing 6 shows. And he said during the show that they wanted him to stay for like more than 6 shows, and he's like, no, like I gotta go out there and make movies and do this and do that. And so I started thinking, wait, 50 a businessman. If 50 starts the show late, that means he has to be out there late. He is getting like he's a very professional person. So he's going to start on time so he can end on time. And that's exactly what happened. He started 9:30, and we were like, it's about an hour and 20 minute show. It was actually a really good show. My only feedback about the show was, and it's funny because when I was coming back up to my hotel room, we ran into this guy. He's like, "Hey, did y'all think that show was too long?" I was like, "Nah, like I could have kept going. Few songs I would have loved for him to keep playing." And so he's all like, he said, if I was him, he should, because it was part of the show where confetti came down and in the club start playing Go Shorty. And then after that, we thinking it's over because you think that's the finale. Like the whole residency is called In the Club. So you think that's the end of it, but it actually wasn't the end of it. He played more songs. Like he got a song with Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna download and listen to it. He got a song with Nicki, and his verse sounds pretty hard, but nobody knew the song. Then he played his new song with Snoop Dogg. Like people don't really know those songs. And so this was his first one. I think that by the time he gets to the end, the sixth one, that's probably the best one to come to. Sometimes the first one is not always the best one, but it's the one I had time to come to. But sometimes the last one's gonna be good because he's gonna work out some of the kinks. Because in my opinion, he should have ended with that one. The confetti started coming down and everything. I was like, oh, this it, and it wasn't. So I think he's gonna switch it up a little bit. But all I to say, the show concert started on time, ended on time. It was phenomenal. And I get to come back to my and I got a hotel room in the hotel in which the show was in, so it made it so much easier. I don't have to get in the car and drive. And like literally, like you still got energy right now to get up and go places and stuff like that. But I think that like as a professional, I think this is something like when you're a professional, like you do things professionally. So someone said on Instagram, someone should study Beyonce and how she's able to get in care. It was like a video of her performing at her latest show when the Texans playing someone I forgot, and her daughter was in it recently. So it was a Netflix special, but it was a halftime show in Texas. And someone said they should study Beyonce, how she's able to like the camera was over here on the dancers, and then she had to hurry up and change it to something real quick, and they got it on video and moved the camera to her, and she boom, 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 got back into dancing. And someone said we should study Beyonce, and I was like, yeah, we should, because that is talent. And then someone made a comment and said, wow, imagine us being surprised that performers are actually talented and they do their job, their actual job, right? And I started thinking about it. Wow, that is true. Like a lot of times, because we don't see performers like that, um, it's just different, especially like with a rapper. So I've seen Jay-Z in concert. Jay-Z was phenomenal. He does not uh hey Amar 50 he did his own songs too, huh? Yeah, yeah, he had his background. He had Yayo and he had Uncle Murder there, but like doing like the app, stuff like that. But he was good too. He didn't have like his track, because some rappers they have their track playing over and then they rap over their track. And he wasn't like that. Yeah, she was performing throughout the whole thing. Jay-Z does that too. I seen Jay-Z in concert. I seen Toby Wigway in concert, and I seen Kendrick Lamar in concert. Kendrick Lamar years ago. To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of Kendrick back then. I actually like his new album. His new album is fire. GNX, GX. What's it called, man? GNX. Yeah, one of them. That album is actually really nice. This is my first album. I like it. His 50. I love all the 50 albums. And Jay Z was just really professional. So it makes sense. His wife is super professional too. So from a business perspective, it makes sense for 50 Cent to come on time, leave on time, because it's also a meet and greet too. So he has to hurry up and get dressed again for the meet and greet, and the meet and greet was $1,000. I believe that I'm going to meet 50 Cent in another way, and it won't be for me paying $1,000. Yeah, that's not how. And you can't bring things for him to autograph or anything like that. So, yeah, that was interesting. But hey, it's 50, you know. And so it was nice to see him there with Tony Yayo. And then he ended the show saying G Unit. You know what I'm saying? He represent G Unit. Yeah. But that was nice. He did This Is How We Do. He did a bunch of songs, like a lot of his hit songs he did. He did Candy Shop, a Window Shopper. It was It was a really great concert, and I'm just happy that I was able to live out this childhood like dream of mine. Because that when that album came out, Get Rich or Die Trying, I was in like a terrible place, like just in life. I was 13, 14 years old, and it was just a hard time in life for me. And now to, I think that the way I operate now is I don't know that these past 2 weeks I've been operating from a place of gratitude, like a huge, it's been heavy on my heart, like gratitude and thankfulness and joy. And like on my phone, um on the on the iPhones, they have this little mood thing that pops up. How are you feeling? And I always slide all the way to the right, uh very pleasant, right? And then mark what makes me joyful and happy and stuff. In these past 2 weeks, I've been extremely joyful because I reflected on my life and like where I am now. And so I have this mentality, this thought process where it's like, had I known my life was going to be this amazing, this dope, would I have spent a day crying 10 years ago? No. 20 years ago? No. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Someone said your name's going to be Dr. Sade Burrell. No, I wouldn't have cried. I would have went through the motions, the hard, but I would have never, ever, 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 ever spent a moment crying. And I would have dusted myself off a lot quicker. And so the way I'm operating now is as if I already have even everything that I want to have, even more so, because I have more goals and more aspirations. And so as opposed to worrying about it and stressing about it, it's like just live life as if you already have it, right? Because I could have been smiling more, enjoying life more, but instead I was like, in a fetal position crying, right? And you have to go through those motions too, right? I'm not saying you don't go through it, but I think that for me was like, man. And so I'm thankful because again, seeing 50 Cent in concert, before he stops doing concerts and stuff like that, because I don't know how much longer he gonna keep doing concerts. So for me, that was amazing. Also, to be able to go with my daughter meant a lot to me, um, because you know, uh, it's just amazing. You know how hard I worked to get to where I am, and how hard I'm going to keep working to go where I need to go. So I'm gonna keep working hard. If anything, this whole concert just motivated me. If anything, hopefully I'll start going live more often, sharing like my thought process and things like that. Because I think that that's actually going to uh, help not only me but help other people too. Because one day I actually want to record some of the conversations I have with my friends. We have some super dope, amazing conversations. I'm like, God, I wish other people could hear these conversations. But anyways, I have a sense of gratitude, right? I'm inspired by the concert. Um, and here's something interesting about 50 Cent too, is that 50 Cent, it is so interesting. Even when I was a kid, I knew this. Right? He has a few songs where he's talking about certain behaviors. It's like, okay, wow, that's maybe kids shouldn't be saying that, but right, it's rap music. I'm not saying it's okay or anything like that. But I always had a feeling that he didn't do those things in which he talked about in the song. Now, some of the things, yes, but the consumption of certain drugs and alcohol is like, I don't think he does that. I just somehow, even when I was a kid. To come to find out, he does not smoke or drink, right? At all. And if you think about it, right, I talked about business earlier. If you think about it, it makes sense why he starts his shows on time, why he ends on time. He's a businessman. He's not high. He's not drunk. He's not caught up in all this other stuff. He literally has a clear mind, which is why, like, think about it. I think for me, I've never in my life done a drug. Never. I've never in my life done a drug. Never, ever, ever, ever. I don't drink anymore either. Cut that stuff out. You want to know why? Because that stuff starts fogging up your mind. And when your mind is fogged up, oh my goodness, you can't think right. And so think about some of the rappers who do indulge in drugs and alcohol, and look where they are. And look at 50. Even Jay-Z, look at him. Like, these are billionaires, right? These are moguls. How did they get like that? Well, it's because they're able to think clearly. When you are full of drugs and alcohol and all kind of stuff, you can't think. People could take advantage of you easily. 50 Cent in his song got a meal at the deal and I'm still on the grind. Right? He got $1 million and he still worked as if he didn't have that. You can't do that if you are high and drunk. And so he does not he does not indulge in that type of behavior, which is something I most definitely respect because it's not behavior in which I indulge in, and it's not behavior in which I encourage other people to indulge in either. Right. And so when you look at this from a business standpoint, this is all smart. And by the way, I've been telling my daughter this the whole time. I don't think 50 Cent is performing because he loves the performing. He misses the fans. Absolutely not. I don't think that's why he's performing. I think he's performing because he has another business adventure and he needs it funded. And so you go back to the original skill. Like for example, where was it? And where was it we at where I said I should probably start speaking again so I can buy the it was the headphones. The Apple Air Max headphones. They're like $500. And so I haven't been speaking a lot at all this year, right? I really wanted to take time to enjoy. I think I probably spoke maybe like twice, 2-3 times like this year. I just really wanted to enjoy life and the fruits of my labor and stuff. And so I haven't been speaking. So we were out here in Las Vegas and we were at the T-Mobile store and we tried on these headphones, Ray-Bans and stuff like that. And the guy said, "Hey, you gotta try on these Apple Air Max." I'm trying. I'm like, "Oh, these are nice." He's like, "Yeah, they're 500." Now the price didn't bother me at all, but I was like, "I don't want to spend all that money." And so I told my daughter, I said, "Hey, I get you some, I get me some, my son, I get him some." I was like, that's like easily $1,800 right there, easily. And so I said, "Oh, I'll just do a speaking engagement and get some, and then boom." And so that because I have a skill in which I can use, I can always fall back on it. If I really, really wanted something and I needed it funded, I could fall back on my skill. That's the same thing with 50 Cent. I'm sure that he is going to use this money that he's getting from this residency, which he's doing 6 shows. I don't know. I know it's probably more than about $10 million he's getting for these 6 shows. He's bringing attraction to Planet Hollywood and stuff like that. So he's probably going to get a lot of money for this show. And he's going to funnel that money into another business idea. That's the same way my thinking is. I was like, "Oh, y'all want headphones? All right, let me go find a speaking engagement." Yeah, you love it, right? You love encouraging people, motivate. I love encouraging people, motivating people, and stuff like that. But if I have a skill, I can fund. My son said today, "What you want?" Oh, he wanted a laptop. He wanted a laptop, and so he said, "Oh, I got a book. Laptop's $1,000. Okay, cool. I need to sell 100 books for $15 each. That's more than enough for me to get what I want." Absolutely. When you have a skill, you can fall back on the skill, right? And that's what I'm learning from 50. Some people went and they were mesmerized and they're like, "Oh my God, I seen 50, I seen 50." And I'm like that too. But I always think into it. Even when I came into my hotel room, because we're staying at the hotel that he's performing at, because I was like, "Yo, it'd be easier if we stay at the hotel. I don't have to drive, I don't have to pay for parking." Yeah, yeah. We walk into the hotel, it's a magazine. Who's on the cover? 50 Cent. Like it's beyond just rapping. It's just beyond. It's so many lessons and nuggets that you can actually learn from him if you watch his interviews and you study him. And even as a young kid, when I was 13 years old in a group home, I was always attracted to his mindset. I was attracted to the way that he did business. Even though people are like, "Well, his songs are violent, they're this and that." You can make that argument, but that's actually his real life. How can you, if his real life is that violent, we should be more mad at our government. We should be mad at our officials, right? Our community officials and stuff like that. Because how is it that he's able to tell these stories about his life? And they're true, right? So his first album, it actually a lot of it is truth about his life, right? And so now the other stuff, it's the one song on Get Rich or Die Trying. The he talked about being high all the time. I'm telling you, I listened to that song when I was 13 years old. I said, "This don't sound right." I don't think he really. You can't find out one picture of 50 smoking or drinking in public. And I seen this one. I'm not gonna repeat what he said in this one video that he said, but pretty much he was holding a glass of alcohol. And oh, you know, if you watch that the video of PIMP, watch him. He just, I don't know what you heard about me. He got a guy, but it can't get a dollar out of me. No Cadillac, no car, you can't see that I'm a PIM. Right? He's holding the glass, going like this, holding the glass, right? But never took a sip of it. I remember watching that as a kid, like that don't make sense. Usually the rappers, they'll be drinking it or they be like this guy's different. And so you can always tell when something's different and special about someone. So I say all that to say that I learned a lot from this concert. Not only just am I fulfilling a childhood dream, but also like I got an opportunity to actually go out and to see like someone who I've been studying for decades and see them in person. So it was more than just a concert to me. It was an opportunity for me to really get a chance to see where I can be and where I want to be, and reevaluate where I want to be. So I'm excited to see what's next, and hopefully I'll start going live more often. I hope that this video makes sense. Sometimes I have the tendency to go. That's all right. Just catch the lesson. You know, 50 Cent said, they say I talk a little fast, but if you listen a little faster, I ain't got to slow down for you. Yeah. Say I talk a little fast, but if you listen a little faster, I ain't got to slow down. Anyways, I hope that this message resonate with you, and that you're able to look at your own skill sets and look at it. So anyways, good news is that if you ever see 50 Cent in concert, don't show up late. He will start on time. And funny story is, the email that they sent, it did say you want to arrive on time. It did say that, but I was like, no way. This, I don't know what I was thinking. This ain't Lauryn Hill. This ain't Ludacris. You actually did a good job. It was a great concert. And so I'm very, very thankful. Very, very thankful I had the opportunity. Anyways, I'm out of here. Sorry about the visual stuff like that. But y'all have a good one. God bless you all. Take care.